Yeah, sorry, there will be no stripping today. At least not without a hefty donation. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. No, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm sure it's already uploaded. We're just waiting for it to be made available on their YouTube. And then I'll pop it out. We can all watch it together. It'll be pretty cool. Make sure you guys follow me. I stream every day. Once I get up to 200 followers here, I'm going to start partying on the stream. I party too hardy. If there's any pirates out there looking for an organization to join my organization. We got a link down there. Find me on. It's down there. Please don't pop it out. That is scary. It just sounded funny. I'm sorry. Maybe there's something wrong with me. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm going to pop it out. In 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I'm going to pop it out. No! No what? Oh, the countdown ended. What's it doing though? That must mean that they're like working on it or something. I'm waiting for it to appear. Any second now. Oh yeah, it's gonna be popped out. I'm gonna pop it out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop with that. Popping things out. Oh, I need one more follower, and then I can strip. I mean, I can continue my stream. Strip. Same difference, right? No? Wrong? Okay. Yeah, make sure you follow me, guys. Seriously, though, I stream every day. Kind of new to it, but yeah, follow me. Basically, we just come and hang out every day. Bullshit. And sometimes when there's cool stuff going on like today. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's up.
Hi, I'm Sandy Gardner, coming to you from the YouTube space in Los Angeles, California.
Enjoy.
And right now, 24 teams begin a journey to become part of video gaming history by designing the next great Starship. Welcome to the first episode of the next great Starship. I am here with Chris Roberts, the creator of the Wing Commander franchise, Privateer, Starlancer, Freelancer, and then he took a break, a hiatus into film, and now he's back with the new space epic, Star Citizen. Tell us what brought you back, Chris.
Star Citizen is the game I've always wanted to make and never have been able to make, and one of the reasons why I took a break in the past was that the technology wasn't there in terms of just the fidelity of the simulation and also in terms of how people could interact in a sort of living, breathing universe. So I sort of finally felt like the technology had changed and I could come back and make the game I'd always wanted to make. And essentially the game is the dream. When I was a kid and I watched Star Wars when I was 8, and I wanted to be Han Solo, get in that ship and fly anywhere in the galaxy and find my adventures. And that's really what Star Citizen does. And you can pretty much play any character or role. You can, you want to be a merchant, you can be a merchant. You want to be a mercenary, you can be a mercenary. You want to be a pirate, you can be a pirate. You want to be an explorer, you can be an explorer. And you go from planet to planet, discovering things, buying, selling, upgrading your ship, just doing whatever you want and creating a name for yourself in this galaxy. And I think that's something I've always wanted as a game player, and luckily I think there's a lot of people out there that want the same thing. So that is Star Citizen.
Star Citizen is crowdfunded, which is quite a unique project. We have over 300,000 fans, backers.
Yep, thank you to everyone out there. It's pretty crazy, and you were there obviously helping us as our head of marketing to do the crowdfunding, and it's a really special way to do it. I mean, in the past you weren't able to do this, but in today's world, with the way the internet works, you can reach directly to the game players, and that was another reason why I came back. When I left before, it sort of felt like it stagnated. It wasn't taking risks. It was sort of very traditional, big publisher, go to the stores, everyone wants to make a sequel. Whereas now it sort of feels like if you can come up with an idea that can connect to the game players out there, you can go straight to them and they can respond and support you, which they have done with Star Citizen, which is amazing, yeah. And it's allowing us to make this game at a level that I probably wouldn't even be able to make even if I was doing this with one of the big publishers. And one of the things that we thought would be really special, which also ties into another core part of the game, is we're very focused on, especially this is in PC gaming, user-generated content where the players themselves can create content and put it into the universe. The next great Starship is sort of in celebration of that. I mean, one of the tenets of Star Citizen is to allow players to sort of do some of their own modding, maybe even create their own little local server to mod and play the game down the road. And that's sort of, a long time ago I made a game called Freelancer, and we sort of put modding in as an afterthought. And it's 10 years later now, and there's still servers running for Freelancer, even though the game isn't for sale, hasn't been supported by Microsoft for over 9 years. People creating all different universes in it because they can mod, and that was an afterthought. So from the beginning, we're really trying to have those tools there for the users, and we thought, what better way to sort of bring it to the forefront and involve the community, which is a big part of how we're building this game, is the community is involved in the process of building it, not just playing it at the end, is to create a competition where the members of our community that are artistically inclined, that can design spaceships and build spaceships, get a chance to show off their skills. And then the community outside of that don't necessarily have the same skills, but can also participate by voting and choosing the ones they like. And so we're sort of opening the process up to everyone to allow them to see how it happens, how it gets made, and to pick their one Starship they want to see in the game that's user-generated. And I think that's going to be fantastic, and the talent that we've got here is amazing. I'm completely blown away by the level, the quality level. I mean, it's as good as what we do internally with serious hardcore professionals that have been doing this for a long time.
And speaking of the professionals, well, some of the professionals that are going to also be judging with you, let's meet the judges.
My name is Mark Skelton. I'm an art director here at Cloud Imperium, and I've been here since January 2013. As far as the weapons and the ships go, I want to see a history, and I want you to convey a story. As art director here at Cloud Imperium, my role is to clarify Chris Roberts' vision and to help him realize the world of Star Citizen.
My name is Chris Olivia, and I am Chief Visual Officer, and I've been with Cloud Imperium since January 2013. My role is to help oversee big picture look and feel of all the art in Star Citizen. This starts with working with various concept artists to flesh out the complete universe, the end goal being that quality and consistency is carried out through the completed game asset. In working with Chris Roberts, my goal is to help realize his aesthetic vision for the game, so he and I will work together and collaborate to provide feedback and direction on all art, make sure everything ultimately meets that vision.
I'm Chris Smith. I'm the lead vehicle artist at Cloud Imperium. I started in January 2013. Modeling is an important process for our ship creation pipeline. Taking a concept from a drawing to a finished game asset is a very exacting process. I personally enjoy making a game asset as real as possible. I use a lot of real-world references and mix them up with sci-fi elements to create a real good feel for the player, sort of immersive but yet futuristic.
My name is Sean Patrick Tracy. I'm a CryEngine evangelist for Crytek, and I've been working with Star Citizen and Chris Roberts since the very inception of the game about 3 years ago. My design philosophy when working with the CryEngine is to get the asset in engine as soon as possible. You can work with it within DCC tools, but when you're working with a visionary like Chris Roberts, he needs to see exactly what his players are going to see, as he has a very specific vision, and if he can deliver this vision with the CryEngine, then that makes me that much more happy.
And here we are with the judges who have different expertise in the creation of the next great starship. And all of these judges are very pivotal in the creation of the world of Star Citizen. First of all, Mark, Chris, and Sean. So we had 3 Chris's. We had over 200 entries from all over the world, around 65 countries entered. And the judges were very pivotal in looking at all of the videos, and there were some pretty incredible talent throughout. They looked at them over the new year. They did their first selects.
Unfortunately,
Chop it off, yeah, exactly.
And it was quite difficult to narrow it down because there's so many good ones. And it's like when we were going through them, we sort of like listed, okay, well, this is a 10, this is a 9, this is 8. I have to go back and rewatch it and sort of like eliminate ones slowly. But it was very difficult. It took a long time.
I was totally blown away of how much talent there were, how much creativity went into the videos, time, thought, effort. I mean, it was amazing. What a fantastic opportunity for these guys too. I mean, I was not expecting that level, that caliber of talent.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be as difficult to whittle it down. So originally when we did this, I thought, okay, I'm hoping we're going to get 16 that are going to be good enough. And we sort of whittled it down to, I think, 42 we all sort of had picks on. And then that was tough getting that down to the 24 we're going to show now. And I don't know, out of those 24, I mean, for me, all of them could go through. So
absolutely,
we're going to have some arguments on this show, I think. But that's what it's about.
So guys, as artists, designers, modelers, and judges, how big of a deal is this for all the teams and their people to showcase their talent?
It's a huge deal. It's a huge opportunity for these guys, especially they're getting their stuff seen. Whether it's coming to work for Star Citizen, going to work for somebody else. I mean, they get all their stuff seen by a lot of different people, and that's a huge opportunity, I think, for any artist, any designer.
Yeah,
anything
just
like
getting
that.
your stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would have had this opportunity when I was just starting out. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, and I think as a platform, it's probably bigger. There's a couple of other competitions, modeling competitions, but they're very much in the art community, where this is a platform that it's not just the art community, it's the 300,000 plus people that have already backed Star Citizen, and probably a lot more people that will sort of learn about this show and see it. I think it's a huge platform for people to show their work off, and you know what, it's fantastic work. It should be shown off. It's brilliant.
Chris, why don't you tell us what the requirements for entering the competition?
Well, yeah, so we thought the thing that would be the most useful would be to put the contestants through sort of a mini version of the things they would have to do building the bigger ship. So that would be, you know, conceptual design, modeling, and getting into the engine. But of course, a ship's a big thing, so we decided, well, let's take a weapon. So one of the weapons we took from our universe by the Sakura Sun Corporation that takes human technology and combines it with Jean technology, which is one of the alien races in our universe. And we asked them to build the Sakura Sun Windfire, I believe is the name that we gave the gun, and gave them some specs on it.
The cool thing about the weapons, man, is it's a good like small version of a ship, right? You can really tell like if somebody takes that thing and like, you know, designs it out, and you can tell their concept sense and their design sense, and also you can get a good bead on like how they build stuff and if they build it clean and how they texture. I mean, it's a nice little like first step to a bigger ship, and so I thought it's a great way to get your feet wet for sure.
Let's get to it. We have 8 teams that we're going to review in this first episode, but only 5 can go through. Let's roll the first contestant.
Hi, I'm Salvador Dracal. I live in Mar del Plata, Argentina, and I'm concept artist for Team Ares.
Hello, my name is Tyler Newton, and I'm the 3D artist for the team. I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, my name's David Johnson. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, and I fill the role of game integration. My responsibilities were the animation, implementation, and setup of our model in the Cry SDK.
Alright guys, that was Ares Heavy Manufacturing. Mark, what are your thoughts?
I really like this weapon. I think the silhouette is really good. I like the gas canisters that kind of poking out the bottom. I think it breaks the silhouette up nicely. I like the way he bowed the barrel instead of just keeping it straight. I think that was all really good choices.
Silhouette was nice, but I thought the little canisters sort of seemed tacked on, in my opinion.
Did you? You know what bugged me about it though was the little glowy strips on the top. They weren't like symmetrical. They were kind of off. If you're gonna do it, either like give it to me clean or like break them up. You know what I mean? They seem kind of wonky, and that kind of threw me a little bit. But
The texture work was quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, it had nice little panel details in there and stuff like that. And the modeling, it was decently executed, for sure.
Agreed. It was nice colors. A little bit of the Rebel Alliance red in there, and
Yeah.
I like the way it looked in engine. You know, it had a good grime on it, so it didn't look brand spanking new. It looked like it could go on a ship right away. The in-engine presentation was really good. I would like to see some more shadows coming off the objects.
I mean, a lot of times the lighting will sort of make it or break it as far as
exactly
the salesmanship of it.
Yeah, in
so.
terms of presentation, absolutely right.
I could have done with more detail on the weapon. I'd like to see more greeble or something. I mean, you know, you got the budget, you know, sort of show it off. So I sort of felt like the weapon itself was maybe lower res than I'd want to see in the game.
I think
all
what,
right, so that's a big thing for me. You know, we're already like, even on our weapons, we're upgrading them. So when you get really close up, you can really sort of feel them and see the you know, the moving bits. And so I felt that was not quite to the level of like high poly detail that I want to see.
I think it could use some greebly bits and then some rest and maybe some greebly bits just to kind of weight it out a little bit, because it is like super.
It's very even.
Uniform, I guess, across it.
And what are greebly bits, for those who don't know?
Greebly bits, or what else do they call them?
I was wondering what that was. I thought maybe that's something technical I didn't know about.
It's fiddly bits.
Fiddly bits.
Fiddly bits, yes.
Doodads, whatever.
But you got to use them properly.
That's a Chris Robertsism.
It comes from old school modeling, like so in the old like Star Wars, they would actually make a physical model,
Right.
and then all those little bits of detail actually didn't really mean anything, but they would sort of get them from old model kits and sort of just glue
Kit
things
fashion.
on to sort of
And it
make
makes
it
it-
look interesting on the surface.
Yeah, more
And
visually
that's
interesting.
the name for greeble. So greeble's
Greeble.
basically just detail on a surface.
I have learned a new word with this team.
Greeble.
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 Greeble. All right, guys. So overall thoughts.
I like the design. I think it's solid. There's just a few things that kind of bother me about it.
Loved the in-engine implementation. It's good presentation in engine as well. It was pretty obvious that he got what he wanted outside of the engine and brought it in.
It's pretty good. There's a lot of positives to it, and it definitely would be something you would see in a lot of other games. In our game, we're sort of going to the next level. We want to have higher detail, more polys. So would it fit in Star Citizen today? No. Does this team have talent to get there? Yes, I think they do. Does it fit in the 16? I don't know. It's definitely in the 24, but does it fit in the 16? That would be the question.
All right, guys, and let's roll on to our next contestant.
Hi, I'm Steve. My name is Andreas. We are the team Raging Vertex. We live in Kassel, that's in Germany, and we are very excited to join the contest.
Mark.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
I want action figures of those guys so I can like put them on my desk and like talk to them every
But they
day.
need to have voice too.
That would be our Raging Vertex. Yes,
Well,
I love that.
I actually think they're from your hometown.
Yes, Kassel, they are indeed.
What'd you think?
I thought the modeling left a little bit to be desired on this one. It seems like they put a lot of thought into it, mechanically wise, but their textures and modeling were not quite up to snuff, I thought.
This is German engineering at its finest. It's very nice because, yeah, okay, the art might not be there, but actually there's a lot of implementation stuff that they went through that they didn't have to do that is actually pretty tricky to get the weapon on the ship, to get it firing, to get the animation spinning up, spinning down. They even have the effect from it, like, you know, when you get some motion blur on it, looks like the actual gun's going the other direction, then it spins down, it goes slowly.
I thought the in-engine implementation was really good, and little details like recoil. So the animation was actually quite good. But yes, the actual gun itself was a little too definitely simplistic, and the texturing was pretty simple. For me, it needs more detailed, tactile feel to it.
I think that overall the colors didn't seem to have a cohesiveness to the texture and color. It seemed sort of very, very light here, very dark here, and it was just too contrasty and distracting.
On a just a pure modeling level, the way that it crashes into the main hull of it,
like back,
it's just put in there instead of any sort of thought about how it connects, like any sub pieces that like bolt it to it.
Right.
They just kind of crashed it right into the geometry, which that's one thing that, you know, you definitely need to think through that. Like, okay, you know, is it welded? Is there a plate that goes on there that bolts to it? Those little details are what clues you in that A, how big this thing is, and B, how well it's built.
Sounds like the in-game engine part is
really well done.
You get bonus points for that.
Definitely.
That sounds like
for
it's
putting it on a
difficult to
ship.
They're strong on one side and not so strong on the other side, because there's plenty of other, we've had some other people that don't nearly have as good of an engine implementation.
Right.
And it's not actually that easy to do that. And they do have a great name. I mean, Raging Vertex is pretty awesome.
And they're so cute, man.
Yeah.
I love them.
I could see him. I could see him with I could see him with some glow sticks, like in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Very good.
So let's keep rolling. On to the next contestant.
My name is Vladimir and I'm True Team Captain and Video Editor. I live in the Greater Montreal area.
Hello everybody, I'm Alexander Kravchenko from Rostov-on-Don, Russian Federation, and I'm lead designer of the True Team. Main part of my job was the 3D model of the cannon.
Hi all, I'm Dmitry, a freelance web designer and artist. I live and work in Minsk.
Team True, what did you guys think? Sean?
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this one because the first glance I looked at it, I wasn't really a huge fan, but the longer the video goes on, the more you see of it. So there's this one part where the video's panning across and the weapon's rotating, and you've got a lot of mechanisms inside, and actually I think that looks really cool. But then, again, it gets to the back of the weapon, and it looks a little bit strange because it's just a normal map, it's all indented and things like this, but none of the actual geometry is following those shapes or anything like that. So the effects are fantastic in the engine. That's pretty hard to achieve in the amount of time that they had.
Feels like a handheld vacuum a little bit to me for some strange reason. I don't know why. Like maybe because it feels like it has a handle on the top, and just like the way that they laid in the normal maps feel a little weird to me. It's not, the detail level is not there. It feels like they tried to make up the detail of these big surfaces with just kind of random normal chunks, you know.
It seems like they should have cut out some of it a little bit more and recessed or depressed a little bit.
So. Yeah. And the way that it spins inside of itself is a little, I don't know, it feels a little.
I mean, I actually liked the barrel part the best, like he said.
Yeah, it was kind of unique.
That was cool, the way those, the secondary plates came out and it's rotating within itself. The back of the gun was very simply modeled, and then you know, they used a lot of the engravings and stuff, which, you know, has kind of an alien feel to it.
I liked what they were going for, so I liked that it was more sort of alien feeling than a lot of the other gun designs. And I did like kind of the effect of the two sort of, the barrel where it sort of span and it would sort of reveal the inside and not reveal the inside. And also actually if you went back into the main body of the gun, sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, but like the fan area, it would show up and that. So those were two areas where gave like really interesting visual detail and the nice stuff. Some of the ideas are really good. I just sort of felt maybe the execution could have been better, basically.
If I was going to art direct it, I would want them to give me a couple of variations to see where they could push it.
Right, so it sounds like we liked the alien technology parts of it. decent in-game, some nice After Effects.
It's pretty cool. I mean, for a vacuum, I think Dyson would like it. It's, you know, it's got a cool little
Wild
Dyson
cyclone
design,
action.
you know. But for a weapon,
Are you saying it
maybe.
sucks?
I didn't say it sucks.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if Team True makes the final 16. All right, guys, are we ready for the next video?
Yeah, let's roll it. Do it.
Hi, I'm Sean Weixelman. On the internet, I go by Fuzzy Modem. I'm an independent filmmaker and visual effects artist, and I live in Fox, Alaska. This is Fox. There's the liquor store, bar, and the brewery, and that's downtown Fox. I think it's safe to say I'm the only Starship designer in town. For the first part of the contest, the challenge to design a weapon, I really latched on to the description as a particle accelerator and the alien technology.
I have to say wow on that one. I know nothing, but what do you guys think?
Liquor store, bar, and brewery. That's his town.
They get liquored up in that town.
I'm surprised his gun didn't turn out like a bottle or something.
Yeah.
So actually, I really like this design. I actually think it's one of the best designs in the competition, hands down. It was actually the only one that I voted for that wasn't an engine because there was no in-game implementation.
I thought you were going to rag on it because it wasn't in
And I would have, but I'm really sold on the design. I love this large Hadron Collider sort of look. It's a particle accelerator, so this all makes sense to me. It doesn't look like a leaf blower or something like that. I like it. I think it's one of the best designs, definitely.
I really liked it. For me, just on an artistic sense, first of all, one-man band, I guess.
Yeah.
Up in Fox, Alaska, there isn't much else it could
Yeah,
be.
right.
You know, a lot of the other guns all had a very common theme. This sort of felt like it had its own identity, had really nice detail, looked really interesting, and sort of did feel like it could, you know, okay, that looks more like an alien gun infusing sort of human technology. I was super impressed with it. I really liked it.
Well, before we go to the artists, Chris Smith, what did you think?
I liked it a lot
Oh, he's
too.
an artist.
Well, I guess. Sorry. Oh, ouch.
Well, you know, the artist, the step
Oh,
above
an
one.
artiste instead of an artist.
Anyway, I like the design a lot as well. He had a cool theme and everything. Some of the execution could have been done a little bit better. I thought the textures, but it was a very good start.
You know what? I liked it too, man. I thought the design was. I thought it turned out really well.
It was real interesting. It had a lot of depth to it. So
Yeah.
There was multiple layers of things happening, and again, silhouette. I keep going back to it, but it had a very interesting silhouette that was weighted nicely for me. So.
Yes, indeed.
I was hoping for some sound effects, but.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, pew,
There we
pew.
go.
There you go.
And I heard actually in Alaska, sometimes the electricity goes out in the wintertime, so I applaud him for actually
Pushing through.
For
yeah,
pushing through
with
it.
a generator or whatever.
Yeah. He's hunched over his keyboard with the generator in the background, and he's making some awesome, you know, weapon.
Well, it definitely has the passion then.
So it sounds like overall, like maybe could have pushed it a little further.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, some
And
of
the
the
in-game
textures
part, we forgot about that.
It needed to
Yep.
get in game, but like I
Okay.
said, it was such a good design that I couldn't rag on it for not getting it in game because actually, from what it looks like, it's pretty much ready to go in game right away.
Yeah.
Maybe you just needed a little more
It would have
time.
helped to see it in game for sure.
Okay, you guys ready for the next team? Here we go.
Hi there, I'm Skyzone. I'm very excited and looking forward to showing you some of our team's work. I live in Western Victoria in a little town named Portland.
Okay, my part was to help come up with the design.
I'm Crow. I'm the graphics designer from Team Zeus. I live in Ludwigshafen in Germany.
Hey, John Sanchez, aka Warmaze here. I'm an aspiring programmer from the frosty regions of Middleton, Wisconsin. My job is to provide coding support to the team, which in this instance basically means staring at XML files, but I hope you guys really like our project.
I wonder if that guy knows that there's something green eating his head. Do you think he knows? He seemed completely clueless about
Kermit
it.
the Space Slug.
Chris Roberts, let's start with you. What did you think?
This is one of my least favorite of the ones that of the 24 that we have left. Mainly just because I feel like, A, we've sort of seen that design and shape before, but also it wouldn't excite me. That is not a weapon I'd want to buy and put on my spaceship. You know, it was good that it got an engine, obviously, all the way through the pipeline, blow up things in the engine, even have some pew-pew sounds, but I just felt the actual gun itself was more simplistic than I would like.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I wish they would have done a little bit more with the lighting, because I mean, man, the lighting really killed it on that. I mean, it was so
Mark likes the
flat
gold
and
texture,
and just.
I'm sure he likes the gold texture.
What?
The gold.
The gold? I like the gold texture.
And it was overly, I think it was overly metallic looking and, you know, sort of glitzy, like his shirt.
But it was like, it was metallic looking, but with no gloss.
How good was the in-engine stuff?
The in-engine
Sean?
stuff was okay. I mean,
Okay.
I'm impressed that they got it in. They got it mountable. Like you can go use it, and it was, you know, obviously in the free SDK, you can jump in, you shoot at Humvees. That's cool. So the implementation's pretty good, but the presentation and engine leaves a little bit to be desired. I gotta say, you know, just turn that time of day a little bit, change up the lighting so it's not directly above you, you know, things like this. It didn't do some of the texture work justice on it, I think, in terms of the in-engine presentation.
I mean, I think in this instance they could have spent a little bit more time trying different types of concepts out on paper before they moved into like building something.
Well, yeah, I mean, the one thing a lot of people respond to, the simplicity, is like, it's all sort of one hue, one color, right? It's not really broken up. There's not any grays in there or anything that kind of breaks up the gun even texturally. And then, the modeling part was seemed very simplistic, like Chris mentioned. Some other guns, you know, there's a lot of thought put into the animation, and this one's just sort of very basic.
Like we were talking about before, there's no rest in your eye, right? It's just
it's all kind of even.
There's nothing to play on. Yeah, like your eye can't.
And what's with the fish fins on the side? That was kind of strange.
So I think this one suffers from not having the extrusions and things like that as well. So it kind of kills the silhouette. You have this weird sort of alien back end silhouette and this really human sort of front end.
I think people tend to, like when they think alien design or alien fusion, they go overly smooth, or just, you know, they're like, oh, let's just make it all like gooey and smooth.
Sort of.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, think of like more interesting ways to like, you know, construct it.
All right, let's roll on to the next one.
My name is Paul, and my theme for the next Great Starship competition is called Talent Corporation. The reason for that is it's my surname, so I thought I'd go with that because it sounds pretty cool. It's only going to be me on the team.
What do you think?
I really like the idea of the shell encasing it and sort of opening, and it was really a nice take on it.
These are 3 different guns that he showed too.
I mean, I think the last one was done a lot better. They have to be careful with just the forms and the shapes, because it can, again, get lumpy feeling or sort of, you know, no specific shape or form to it. But I thought it was pretty well done overall and an interesting design.
Borderline lumpy, although the shapes that they were kind of molding into it were interesting. I love the way that they were kind of thinking about animation while they were building it, obviously, which that's super important.
I think it's just one person, by the way. I could be wrong, but
one guy?
I think it's one guy.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, they, like, thinking about the animation while you're building it is huge. And this guy obviously, like, had a lot of forethought into how he's building stuff, so it animates out and folds up cool and does all that. But yeah, I do agree with Chris that it's a little lumpy. They could have tightened places up a little bit, but I think overall, it's very interesting. It's a very alien design. I like it.
I like it. There's some cool design to it. Some of the materials and textures could still be worked on. Yeah, it's a little borderline lumpy. Some of the shapes, I like the first gun design was kind of cool. Since it is like a human / alien technology, I like how the barrels sort of looked like a human-made, more angular look, more traditional, and then the outside was that alien sort of shape. But I had a good mixture of that stuff.
Right.
Sean?
I don't like this one. This one's probably my least favorite.
Not in the engine, damn it.
Well, that's 1 point. Absolutely. It didn't make it to engine. I'm not sure it could. That's way over already, the poly count that was going to be done. We talked a little bit about the outside of the shapes being lumpy and things. It absolutely, I think, looks lumpy. It looks strange because it's like this outer cocoon of this, you know, human gun, but usually when you're covering some sort of weapon, it's not in a really, really sophisticated casing like that. It's usually something very simple with latches and things like this. So I think that would have done it a lot more justice. Also, the materials and
Batman would disagree with you.
Batman would disagree with me, but Mr. Ben Affleck can carry, no.
I really like the third variation on the gun. I think he did deliberately designed 3 variations, like the base model and going up. But the last one I really liked. I like the details. I like the shell opening up. I like the animation. So I'm a big, like for me, like on the weapons that we're going to do in our game, and in general, I just want to see like really cool deployment animations, and I want to see cool firing animations, because I think that's half the fun of stuff. And so I thought that was really well thought out and interesting here, and it didn't feel like all the other weapons we did, so I like that. I mean, obviously there's a knock that it's not in the engine, so is that
the presentation, but it's
and the presentation, but the modeling and the animation, especially on the third one, I thought was really good.
Varying thoughts on that one. We'll see if it makes the final 16. Let's roll the next one.
All right.
Greetings, fellow citizens. My name is Owen Batchelor Jr. I'm currently a 3D artist working out of New York City on mobile games. As soon as I heard about Star Citizen, I immediately started modeling out my own ship because I was determined to mod it into the game. But fortunately for me, the Next Great Starship competition was announced, which gave me the perfect way of getting my ship designs into the game proper, not just modded in, but in for everybody to enjoy, and I got super excited about that. The weapon itself was inspired by the Sakura flower, which you'll notice the cannon itself has 5 barrels to represent that.
So that's a good deploy animation.
So sick. The design is great. I love the weight of it. I love the deployment animations. I love the geometry looks super clean.
Sure.
The materials are nice, very nice, and just the weight of the gun itself looks just like it would just rip through a ship.
I mean, it looks like every piece had sort of a purpose to it, so it didn't seem tacked on at all.
Right on.
My
only critique of it would be maybe it's just a...
was that in the engine?
No, that was not an engine.
See,
that was rendered, but, you know, that was not an engine. But I'm sure that's going to move to engine, no problem. He's got a UV and everything. It's all, everything will be fine. It's pretty low poly count, but he's probably done that because he's got so many pieces on it.
Are you saying that because you sort of feel like the barrels are more sort of squared off
and
versus
things like
being,
this? It kind of looks like a...
Well, it doesn't mean lower poly count.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
It feels like he was definitely intending that, you know what I mean, to have more angular things on it. Like it wasn't just like thrown in there because he decided to go low poly. It felt like he wanted the creases there, and so...
Yeah, I mean, I loved, I mean, you know, like you go after the Sakura flower, you've got like
that's cool.
the petals, I mean,
very well
you know, the deploy, you know, like I was saying, it's, you know, all about the deploy, how it fires, feeling the recoil, feeling the weight. So that, you know, I think of the ones that I saw, that was one of my absolute favorites in terms of really sort of feeling that weapon and going, okay, yeah, that would be, I'd feel good firing that. That would, you know, I'd feel like a badass with that. And so, yeah, I really liked that. I thought that was a great entrance.
Really cool.
Nice material variation around it
The
too. Like you
textures
had a
are
lot of different layers of different types of materials, anyways, on it. And looked
Chris
great.
Smith, you didn't weigh in. What do you think?
One of my favorite weapons for sure. Great design, and his textures are already there, and the modeling looks very clean from what I can tell. And yeah, definitely great. I love the way while it shoots, you see the whole shaking of those little plates and everything.
How does it shoot?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, he keeps shaking us too, yeah.
All right, well, a lot of energy for that one. So let's see if that makes the final 16. All right, guys, last team of the day.
Hello everyone, my name is Artem Popkov and I'm a professional designer working in the auto industry. I'm living in Wiesbaden near Frankfurt. Officially in this team, I'm a modeler and I care about building a model, polygons quantity, topology, smooth groups, etc.
Hi, my name is Derek Crosby. I live in Los Angeles, California. I am the CryEngine Maya game engine technology expert.
Hello, my name is Hassan Zrekat. I'm the concept artist on our team, and I live in Frankfurt, Germany.
I've got my pen, my imagination, plenty of coffee. I'm ready.
I like this gun. It's cool. It's very clean how he modeled it, which you can tell like the guy intended to model it that way with clean lines. For me, it got a little maybe too alien for me. Like there's not enough human elements to it. It would be nice to see more, a little more human elements involved. I didn't get a whole lot of scale on it. The weighting is cool. It almost looks like a ship to me, you know what I mean? The way that kind of the wings come down on the side and then you've got like a central power cell or whatever that is that's spinning inside of it. I think in my opinion, I would want to see more elements that give me a clue to how big this is and a clue that there's some human element to it, you know?
And you would get the scale thing with greebles, right? Or
Greebles.
bits of detail here and
Greebles
there.
are good. Greebles are always good.
I like the way the energy sort of formed in the front part, but I think overall it was, yeah, it could use more detail, and I didn't like the way since again the outer part was like very light colored and the barrel was very dark, and it was sort of like put against a very dark background. It's about presentation, and you're not really getting to see a lot of it.
Position was a little lost, definitely.
It was a pretty decent gun, decent design. It seems like he took a lot of cues from like automotive design to me, like those clean sort of swooping lines in the back, and it does sort of look like a little fighter ship almost. It's got a little blaster,
I mean,
it's got a little thruster in the back.
Part
or
of my
something.
problem was just in how it wasn't presented. I mean, is it a spaceship? Is it a gun?
It's just, I like where he's going with sort of the design and the shapes, but I don't think he really it's not really pulled together quite right.
I did like the
for a
materials
gun.
on it too.
Yeah.
I like that sort of
the shiny,
the nice iPhone,
the pearl paint job look.
And actually, it's tricky to get that right. I think an engine, especially actually.
That was an engine, right?
Yeah, that definitely was an engine. I recognized the shader on the planet.
For me, there was some nice ideas, but it all sort of doesn't quite get to what for me, it's not all the way there. I mean, it's like I do like the idea of some of the clean lines, and I like sort of the idea of a different kind of material that's not metallic, and it's sort of more that, that's very Star Trek, right, if you're thinking about that sort of look. But yeah, it's sort of like, the back of the gun, the front of the gun, where's the weapon, how big is it, where does it fit? The identity of it being a gun wasn't as clear to me from the design.
So this team overall sounds like maybe with your guidance from each judge at the stage that they obviously got it in engine, they can, it just sounds like you're all saying it was slightly off. But you're not sure.
It's heading in the right direction.
Right.
Well, and he did say his experience was in automotive anyways as well. So
I could tell.
Yeah, it definitely shows.
We've seen the 8 teams, but only 5 can go through. How are you feeling?
Very good.
Come on.
Good choices.
It's gonna be tight.
It's gonna be
so
tight.
awesome. More energy than that. Come on.
I got my faves.
Yeah, I got my 5.
All right. You got your 5? All right. So I need you all to give us your 5 in an email, and then we're gonna come back for the results.
Hard work.
It's hard. Typing on my phone.
It's tough. It's tough.
Tough typing on my phone.
You go, just sent it.
All right.
Sent. You guys better not screw this up.
Yeah, Sean.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, everyone. So I've tallied the votes. 3 teams were unanimous with votes from all 5 of you.
Yep.
The first being Eris Heavy Manufacturing.
Well done.
The second, Skyguard Fabrications.
Okay.
Very good.
And the third, Cryo.
Okay.
Good.
Nice.
Now, one
Happy
team.
Alaskan.
Exactly.
Yeah. Happy Alaskan.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get a friend.
Now, one team got 4 votes from the judges. So, Sean, do you know which team that might be?
I wonder who that might be. I don't know. You know, you guys could still change your mind right now, right?
Talon Corp is going through.
Oh, good for him.
Woo. Nicely done.
Unfortunately, Team Zeus got no votes, so they will not be moving on.
Sorry, gentlemen.
All right, but guys, for the 5th spot, we have a three-way tie. Damage, True, and Raging Vertex. So only one can go through. What are we gonna do?
Fight each other?
You guys can still change, I'm telling you.
Nice fight.
Should we roll the videos real fast?
Let's take a look again.
Let's take one more look
Let's
at
take
him.
one look. One team can go through. So what we're going to do here is you are going to vote for the team that you would like in, and 3 votes and the team's in. So we'll start with Mark.
I like Damage.
Oh, me?
Yep.
Damage.
Damage?
2 for Damage.
No, I'm going to go, I think, for True, because I prefer that to the Damage.
Chris Smith.
I think I might have to go with True as well. I think they have a little bit more potential.
Tiebreaker. Look at this guy.
And yeah, I'm going to have to go with True as well.
Whoa!
Yeah, I have to
Right.
go with them.
Our couch
Definitely.
wins.
Right.
Yes. Nice work, guys.
Yeah,
You guys are off my Christmas list. That's it.
Congratulations, True. You've advanced to the next round. So 3 teams, unfortunately. Team Zeus, Raging Vertex, and Damage didn't make it through in your top 5 votes. But that does not mean that they're out of the competition, because there's the wild card vote. Each episode, 3 teams will be eliminated and go into the wild card race. So for this episode, it's Team Zeus, Damage, and Raging Vertex who go into the wild card. Once we have all 9 wild card teams, you guys will vote and put one back into the competition. So if you disagree with the judges, then get your vote in. Let your voice be heard. And in the spirit of community involvement, you guys have already been voting. And last week, almost 30,000 votes for the ship that you guys would like the contestants to build. The winner being the Mercenary Gunship. So that's it, guys. 5 teams are in, 3 teams are out. You're excited for the next one?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Bring it on!
Yeah. Another 8 teams, another 5 going through, and another 3 in the wild card race. Tune in every Friday for the next great Starship.
Every Friday, guys. I'll do this every Friday too. So make sure you follow me. Aha! Now I can tell them. Where's your wingman's hanger? Wednesday. Honestly, I'm not sure which one the Skyguard gun was. Not sure. Minecraft videos. Gary's mod. Limit theory. Alright. Well then. Here's my hanger, guys. I got a cutlass. Yeah, the blossom gun was really cool. Yeah. So I have a cutlass. It's nice, man. It's pretty cool. Let me turn on some music again, huh? Go upstairs, check it out. If anybody has any questions or wants to see anything in particular, just let me know. Make sure you follow me. I stream every day. I'm gonna stream this competition that they just did. I'll stream that every Friday too. Seeing as they're gonna do it every Friday. Yeah, like I said, I stream this every day, so yeah. I stream this every day. Oh shit. I'm sorry. 200 followers, are we there yet? Let's see. Oh man. Wow, we're at 200 followers, holy crap. That's a lot of people, for me. I just started streaming like almost 2 months ago. Yes, I have a cutlass. Here, I'll show it to you, man. Here's my fish tank. But you want to see my cutlass. Thank you for following me, Zarooks. And everybody who follows me. Thank you. If you don't have a Twitch account, you should create one. You're missing out. Here's my cutlass, bro. Woo! Oh yeah, so now the party has officially started. I have 200 followers, so now the party has officially started. Woo! This is my cutlass. I don't know about this song. There we go, Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's a little better. It's not just a cutlass, it's a cutlass. You're right, I'm sorry. You're so right. Can you get into the top turret now? No, I think they're waiting. They're redoing the cutlass completely. Like, this is just a placeholder pretty much. You can see it though. Yeah. But supposedly when they redo it, you'll be able to get into it. Yeah. Partying. You get your Skype. Yeah, I'm checking my Skype right now. She sees my good deeds and she kisses the windy. And I never worry, now that is a lie. What am I going to play after this? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to play after this. Nothing. There's nothing else to play. Nothing satisfies me today. Star Citizen makes too much. Very nice. I'm saving for an Aurora. I have $5 towards it. Funny because I've been following the game for so long. Like when it first came out, I originally had an Aurora. Then I traded up, and then my brother got one. And then I convinced him to trade up, and he ended up getting the Cutlass, which is what I have. And we were supposed to have completely different ships, but the Cutlass is supposed to be like, you know, a freaking badass on the battlefield, so gotta go with badassery, I think. Especially if you're gonna be pirating like we are. If you can afford it, yeah, I think so. Longer range, nicer in general, you know? It's like a Cadillac space. Cadillac. That's my opinion, though. I don't know. You know, everybody's got an opinion. By the way, if any of you are going to be pirates in Star Citizen, you should definitely consider joining my organization. We're going to stream it, and it's going to be, like, awesome. And we're going to, like, kill people and take their shit. Trap Hunter, which one do you have? The 325A or the Aurora LM? The Legionnaire. Oh, we ransom people, that's right. Freak Show. That's kind of like Freak Show, huh? Follow me, man. By the way, if you guys are new and you haven't followed me yet, make sure you follow me. If you don't have a Twitch account, create one and follow me. I stream every day. We're going to be doing this, the next Great Starship thing every weekend, too. And that's it for now. I got to get going. I got my mom screaming at me. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back here in just a little bit.